Hello. The title of this video, this talk today, is How to Deal with Family Who Don't Understand Your Spiritual Awakening. And this is actually in response to a comment, a question that was put on a recent video I made, which was called Living Awake, Integrating Personality, Ego, etc. I don't remember. But you'll find it that the beginning is living awake. So you may be at the beginning of your shifting of identity into a whole new reality, into a whole new world, it seems. Yeah. And the people around you, family, or at your workplace, or ego-driven environments you may be surrounded by, and it's not something you can just walk away from. It may be family, it may be your work, and perhaps you're getting triggered in this environment that doesn't feel natural to you anymore, doesn't feel right to you. You can just see all these false behaviors going on, and it just feels like you don't want to be there. You want to retreat into your own peace and the bliss that you're beginning to taste, and the real that you're beginning to taste, and this like taste of, call it godliness or consciousness, awake consciousness, expanded consciousness. You're beginning to taste this taste, and you're in this environment that just feels so contradictory, and it may be triggering, right? Like it may be jarring. So whether that's at home, in your family, first of all, let's take it to the family, because this is something that if you live with your family, you can't walk away from, and you cannot expect them to understand what you're going through. Why should they? And you can't put that on them in any way, right? And so the places in you that would want to kind of tell them, you don't know what I'm going through, you don't know whatever, that's an old part of you, right? It doesn't work that way. It's not their job to understand you, right? And I can speak about this because I was deported from Japan after being in silence for 3 years. And I came home to a family that didn't even have a clue. The phone is not silenced. I didn't even have a clue. They didn't have a clue who I was anymore. So trying to fit into a family unit that, it was just like, oh, I'm not who they think that I am. So that ringing of the phone, that dinging, it should have been silenced, it's not. So that is like one of those things coming into your space. Your family might be relating to who they think you are, which is normal. They're relating to who they think you are. It's the normal thing. But you're not that. You used to think you were that. But now you know you're not. And to operate as if you are that is like it's contradictory in your system. What can you do? You just want to pull away. You just want to go and be in your own space. And if you If you don't have your own room where you can create a sanctuary, then you need to create your inner sanctuary. Now, in my case, like 30 years ago, when I was returned to the UK, when I was deported back to UK, and I came to live with my father and his partner, who didn't have a clue that I wasn't who they thought I was. You know, there was no privacy, there was no space, and so I would go walking, right? And in walking, I was absolutely with the one, and I had space. And in that walking, in that spacious time, I could start to look and see at what's really being triggered, what's really going on. This is your work. It's not to get them to understand you. What's really going on inside of you? What is being triggered? What is being touched? How does that make you feel? Are these feelings that are being triggered, are they real in this moment, or do they belong to an old aspect of yourself? What are the feelings that are activated? It's time to meet that. It's time for the true meeting. You can't have a true meeting with your family. You need to have a true meeting with yourself. So whether that is going and sitting somewhere close to nature, somewhere quiet, or if you can't because it's pissing down with rain or something, you find a room somewhere, you find a space somewhere where you can come and create the space for the true meeting. It could be anger that's being triggered, it could be frustration, it could be longing. Whatever it is, you know, whatever's being triggered, that needs to be met. And when I say met, I don't just mean feel the feeling. I mean a true meeting. So that feeling is coming through you and you are experiencing it, but who and what is experiencing it? Who is the experiencer? What is here to experience that? Even if it's an old mechanism, it's an old aspect of you that gets like, and all those feelings are alive now in your body because there's a body memory of all that stuff. How are you going to meet it? And what is meeting it? What is here to now experience it in truth? I do like that. Here is the wave. And here is pure awareness. Free. Free awareness, able to directly experience. And you may experience a burning when you're just sitting in it and you're just meeting it and directly experiencing it, there may be a burning moving through your system. Watch that wave rise. Watch that burning move through and burn through layers of identity. Let it burn. Breathe. Stay true to the truth. Don't jump into the story about them. The mind may do that. The old habit may do that. Why do they, why can't they? They don't get it. They're just, whatever the mind is doing, let the mind, but you don't go with it. You enter, you're present, you're experiencing. There's a burning. Old layers that would normally go into condemning, blaming, victim, all of that. There's no energy to, you cut the energy that runs with that. And like that, you reclaim who you actually are. Reclaim. It doesn't need claiming. It is what you are. You're true to the truth. And in the case that you are unable to go and sit somewhere in nature, you're unable to go and go for a walk, you know, those situations are there. Maybe you're at your workplace and the ego boss and colleagues are maybe, you know, everyone's got their stuff going on in the space. Maybe it's like that. And it's all kind of like, you know, people play with power games and all this kind of thing that can go on in those environments. Again, you use it as fuel. It's fuel for the return home. It provides the opportunity for you to meet yourself in truth. So, for example, it triggers something that is like you just want to say, oh God, or you just, whatever it triggers, you're here to meet it. So it's going to be your practice. It's your new practice of how do you stay in the true meeting with yourself. I don't know if this is advanced for you or if you are already, this is already the way that you're walking, but this will only deepen your commitment to live what you realize begins in yourself. And all those triggers, you know, the world is out there, the physical world, the material world around you is not supposed to suddenly provide the atmosphere for you to just relax just because you're shifting consciousness. It is as it is. And as you start to meet the situations and your inner workings in truth, you will naturally begin to access more and more clear seeing. It's time for change. Things are going to change in your world. There may be a struggle, a period of struggle and difficulty where the old world that you've been living in cannot be anymore, and it's that difficult period. But slowly, as you are changing, you will become a match for something new. And it really depends on how you meet yourself. Who are you? Who are you here to be? You're not a victim, are you? If you experience yourself as a victim, you will stay in victim consciousness, and there will be more and more and more of that. It's time for you to create your inner sanctuary in whatever way that needs to come, in whatever way that is possible. Your inner sanctuary. You take time and space. Okay, I hear you saying, but what if I haven't got time or space? You go for a walk. You take every single moment that you can get to come inside your room. And if it happens that you need tools, helpers, like, for example, you need practices. You need, not that awakening has anything to do with practices, yet tools can help the body, mind, the nervous system to settle and strengthen. Maybe breath work, for example. Finding moments of meditation, even if it's 15 minutes, mindset changing, reprogramming, all these things can follow the awakening of your being for the health towards the body-mind system. If you're still here watching this and you like my content, please like and subscribe. And leave me a comment if you'd like a particular topic covered. Another question which was put on the same video, the video Living Awake, was a question about the fear. There seems to be a lot of fear around this healing process, of the process that needs to happen to go through this complete and utter change of who you thought you were into living who you really are. There's fear of the healing of that, he said in the comment, how to work with that fear. I'll make a separate video about that. Okay, if that's been in any way supportive, let me know. Ciao for now.